Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the FPL Duo deadline stream for Double Game Week 7. Jordan, how you doing on this Saturday morning?
Well, I'm very good. Don't know about our teams though. I think we're a bit flaggy going forward into Double Game Week 7, but I'm sure in this deadline stream we will somehow figure out what to do going forward. I think because I think both our teams are needing a bit of surgery.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a few important topics, that's cropped up and mainly injury related because as you can see from my team straight away, there is some flags. And we're gonna, talk about transfer plans and all that stuff because I don't really know what to do now with my team, but we'll get the chat involved. Got Dan who says, "Morning, guys. Morning, Dan. Hope you're
Dan.
well." So yeah, it is a double game week 7, and as always, a lot to discuss. So let's start off with my team, and I'll quickly read my 11 to you guys. So in goal, I've got Jordan Pickford. Back 3, Diaz, Kabore, Estupinian. In the midfield 5, I've got Son, Mbeumo, Saka, Sterling, Rashford. Up front is Alvarez and Haaland. Bench is looking like Turner, Gabriel, Archer, and Ben Chilwell. So, just to clarify what I'm thinking of right now, as far as I'm aware, Son is fine and he will play against Liverpool. So I don't need to worry about Son's flag. So if you've got Son, guys, if you're a Son owner, I think he should be fine. So I wouldn't worry too much there. Ben Chilwell, as you see, was on the bench. I'm not too worried about Ben Chilwell again because I wasn't going to play him anyway this week. So I'm just going to leave him in for another week. And then I'm happy with the back 3 currently I'm playing. I would have liked a Newcastle defender, but I don't think I can do it this week. And then in regards to the midfield, Saka's the one that we have to discuss. But let's take a few comments because there's a few that have come in. Dan says, looking at Gusto to Burn and Saka to Gordon. What do you make of these moves, Jordan? Because obviously I actually mentioned maybe looking at bringing Gordon in myself.
Yeah, Saka to Gordon, I think is a decent differential pick to go for. In terms of Gordon, he's very low owned and I'll say underlooked, especially with the fixture he has in game week 7. I'm just checking his ownership now. It's only 7.5% ownership, so it has crept up a little bit. So a lot of people have transferred in Gordon, and I think
what's the ownership?
7.5 now.
Okay,
I think
so he's still very low owned.
Yeah, he's still a differential pick to go for at 5.6 million. And he does come off a nice double haul of 12 points when he got that goal and assist in that 8-0 win over Sheffield United. So, yeah, I like the pick, Saka to Gordon. I think it's a nice pick to go for, especially with the fixtures Newcastle have lined up in the next 4.
Yeah, just something on Saka. He was seen to travel last night with the squad. And he did actually, he was seen in the pictures and the video that came out. He traveled. So that does slightly worry me. Maybe he does start. It would hurt if Saka did start against Bournemouth away because, again, nice fixture. Yeah. So that does slightly worry me about taking Saka out because there is still a chance, guys, Saka could play.
I mean, likelihood, I think he may be on the bench because he wasn't seen in training ahead of, obviously, this Bournemouth game. So maybe we see him on the bench and then come on for a couple of minutes in the game. Possibly.
Yeah. Yeah, the issue with Saka is if you take him out, then you may want him back, which is my dilemma. Like, take a look at Saka's fixtures. Bournemouth, which again is a good fixture this week that I'd want to play him for if he's fit. Man City next week, I'm not too fussed about. But then after that, Chelsea in game week 9 and then Sheffield in game week 10. So that is the predicament, really. Do you keep Saka?
Yeah,
or do you just take him out? Where are you leaning towards right now, though, as a Saka owning yourself?
yeah. I'm split with this because, hey, obviously I want Saka back once he's returned from obviously his injury. But again, he's going to be more expensive to bring back in. And the thought of me bringing Salah in, who's very expensive at 12.5 million, and then having to bring Saka back in at his price of 8.7 million is cost effective as well, long term. It may affect me bringing in other players and not having enough money as well.
Mm.
Taking out Saka is you got to be very obviously wise on what you do with Saka, and I'm very tedious at the moment taking him out
Mhm.
at the moment.
Jenny Berry with a comment: sell Rodri for Foden or keep. Yeah, I'd probably get rid of Rodri. I think if you've got a free transfer, that's an easy move. Start Saliba or Anderson at Palace. Saliba has got a knock, so he might be a doubt.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
who you starting?
I'll be safe and go with Anderson as long as he's fine. Just checking.
Palace have Man United, so get a Man United at Old Trafford, so it's a tough one. I'd still probably go Saliba and then hope that Saliba starts.
I mean, yeah, the situation with Saliba is, just checking now. He missed the EFL Cup tie against Brentford with a knock. It does say he will be assessed before the Bournemouth game. I'm assuming that should be all right, Saliba, but I wouldn't take the risk.
I mean, you can always start Saliba, and then if he gets benched or doesn't start, then Anderson will come in as an auto sub. So you could always do that.
My only worry is if Saliba comes on.
Yeah. But I think with the defender, they shouldn't. If he doesn't start from the off, I mean, I'll be surprised if he is subbed on. Barnsley says, think I'm keeping Saka in on the wild card at the moment. Not really sure who I could bring in unless you think I should downgrade to get Trippier in. I think Trippier is a nice shout on a wild card. I would like to fit Trippier in if I could.
Yeah.
Would I have Saka on a wild card again? I'm not so sure I would.
He's just so important in everyone's team, Saka. He's like he's similar to like Haaland. It's like going about Haaland, but again, Saka is a flag and Haaland isn't. But it's Saka's ownership as well. 59% is still highly owned. His price as well. He's had so many price rises. He's 8.7 million, so he's going to be more expensive to bring back into your team. And if he does come on that Bournemouth game and get something from that game, it's going to be hurtful to the rank. So it's very 50-50 on what we do with Saka. It's left me as well in a predicament.
Yeah, Jenny saying sell Gakpo for Darwin. Yeah, you could do this, even though is Gakpo he's a forward now, isn't he? In the game last season, obviously he was a midfielder. So yeah, look, it looks like Gakpo will get the nod to start today against Spurs. It's not 100%. You know, Gakpo could start. You never know. But I wouldn't go with either if I'm being honest. I would just try bring Mo Salah in. I think Mo Salah is the Liverpool asset that you want in your team because he's the one out of the forward options that is nailed to play 90 minutes, nailed to play every game. You know, Jota, Darwin, Gakpo, Diaz, they all can rotate. They all can take minutes of each other. But Salah's the one I think that you'd want in your team. Personally for me, and obviously he's on penalties. Dan says, hoping Saka will be benched and saved for Man City and Chelsea up next. What do you think of this one? This comment.
I mean, yeah, that would be nice, Dan, if he was benched and safe for the big games coming up for Arsenal, because they are looking a bit less of a 11 a strong starting 11 going forward to Bournemouth. So yeah, it would be nice to Arteta to bench obviously Saka for that game and have him rested and ready for the City and Chelsea games, which are going to be very important if they want to stay in the title race.
Harry with a chat. I have a few questions. Start Botman or Saliba. Saka out for Bowen or Ward-Prowse or Alvarez to Morris. Or do I just roll the transfer? What would you be doing in this situation then? Which Harry has put to us.
I'd probably start Botman. And then I'm assuming, roll the transfer, Harry. I would say, if there's no other problems in your team, because obviously Saka is an issue, but Botman should start. It's not 100% on that, but he should start because obviously he will be assessed before that Bournemouth game, assuming he's fine for that. So I'll
Yeah, he
probably,
should.
yeah, I'll probably start Botman. He's got a good fixture as well.
Yeah, obviously he's flagged as all right now, isn't he? Which will
Yeah.
quickly come up your team. If you could read us out your 11, obviously you have a lot of flags as well, and how you're lining up just quickly this week.
Yeah, so I've got Edison in goal. He's got Wolves that away. In the back three, got Botman. He's got Burnley at home. Estupinian's got Aston Villa away. Udogie, he's got Liverpool at home. In the midfield, we've got Maddison. He's got Liverpool at home. Sterling, he's got Fulham away. Saka, Bournemouth away. Foden, Wolves away. And in Buemo, with Nottingham Forest away. Up front, we've got Morris. He's got a double against Everton away and Burnley at home. And Haaland, who's got Wolves away. And my captain pick. And just on the bench, we've got Areola, who has Sheffield United at home. Obama has the same fixture. Saliba, who has Bournemouth away, and Hills on loan, so he might be playing against Arsenal at home.
Okay, so from your team straight away, you've got 4 flags. Maddison for me isn't really a flag. So we do think he'll start, as we mentioned earlier. We've had some confirmed, a lot of Tottenham sources have said they expect him to start. So Botman is the one in the rest of the other flag that you've got to sort out potentially. Saka again, to what to do with him. And you're having to play Udogie against Liverpool due to the Saliba injury as well. I'm assuming you would have played Saliba.
Yeah, I did have a Saliba originally in that position where Udogie is now. But I don't know what to do, if I'm honest, because even though these yellow flags are minor, and from the sources saying obviously Botman and Saliba will be assessed ahead of their fixtures, it still leaves me with a bit of doubt on what to do. Because if I knew for 100% sure that Botman or Saliba or both were fine and they're going to start against those fixtures, then it wouldn't be such an issue. But because I don't know 100% sure, it's a bit of a predicament that I'm in and what to do.
Yeah, you do have a bit of a decision really to make. I mean, I would probably, if I was you, I probably would do a transfer for the defense, and try bring in, I don't know, maybe another Newcastle defender and double up, and not play Udogie, and then maybe just risk going and hoping Saka's fit. I don't know, unless the chat have an idea what Jordan could do with his team.
Yeah, you guys might have to help you guys on what to do.
Ali Mack says, "Who's a player you don't have but fear the most this game week?" Mine is Ward-Prowse. Who's yours, Jordan?
Mine is Matoma.
Who's he got again?
Aston Villa away.
Aston Villa. I'm going to go Salah against Tottenham. I just have a feeling Salah's going to have a good game and he's going to score and get a double-digit haul. That's my bold prediction of the week. So what are you thinking right now? You've got 1 free transfer, right?
Yeah, I wish I had 2 at this moment in time. It would help.
All right, so what are your thoughts on what's the move you're looking at?
Let me switch to the transfer screen. I mean, for some reason I still want to bring Salah in. I must be crazy with all the flags I've got to do it. But yeah, my plan was to take out Sterling. It's just nuts doing that.
Well, Sterling's one of your only fit midfielders right now that you know is going to play.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to take Saka out. I want him back, but it's going to be more expensive when I bring him back, and that's really what I want to avoid. But it was to bring in Salah and take out Sterling. Originally, that was my plan to do that. I was considering taking a -4 by taking out Botman if I knew he wasn't going to start in that fixture and bringing Trippier.
Yeah. If you bring Trippier in, does that price you out of Salah later down the line?
No, because I would bring them both.
Well, how much does that leave you to bank though?
Sorry.
So you've not got enough.
I realize.
Trippier and Salah, you won't be able to do it, obviously, because the budget.
And that's a bit of a predicament. Unless I take.
You probably do Saliba to like Shah if you want a Newcastle defender, or Burn, who's past to be fit.
I don't really want a Shaw or a Burn. I don't want a Trippier, but
Yeah, it's just hard to
I can't do
fit
that.
him in, I guess.
I'd have to take Saka out to get to that.
Yeah, well, I'll let you decide what you want to do. I'll just quickly switch back over to my team, and what I was thinking. So I could just go with this and play this team and pray Saka starts, because if Saka doesn't start, for example, then Gabriel will come in and I'll just play a 4-4-2, because Gabriel will start no matter what. So I don't actually need a transfer. I could roll still, because there's only one flag in my first team, which is Saka. What do you think, Jordan? Would you, in my position, just roll, play Saka? If he doesn't play, worst case scenario, Gabriel will play, maybe get a clean sheet against Bournemouth.
Yeah, that's what I probably do. I mean, you still got a starting player on your team that's on the bench. So if anything happens, regardless if Saka comes on or not, you still got Gabriel to cover that position one way or another. So yeah, I'll be set on rolling and getting past the same week.
I was thinking of doing a madness, doing a -4. I was looking at -4, but my team doesn't really need it. Obviously, I'd rather have other players that I want, like Salah, etc. But
I'll say you're in a good position, because a lot of us may have to take -4s. If we have players like I do, I know a lot of people have these players that are flagged, so you can sort of get away with it, I think, because you've only got Saka and Son that are flagged.
Yeah, and Son isn't really a flag, to be fair. It's just Saka.
So effectively you've only got one flag in your team, which is very good going forward into this week.
Yeah, I mean, this may be the sort of luck I've needed this season. Is Saliba going to start? I'm not sure. There's a doubt for the game being assessed, so he could start. Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping we hear some team news, some leaks, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, I would love that.
There's another player, obviously, I've mentioned that I really want, and that's Gordon. I wouldn't mind a Gordon in my team, but I don't think there's a point right now. Maybe until I bring Salah in and then need a cheap midfielder.
Yeah, if you're planning to bring Salah in, I think maybe go with that plan. Obviously, on how to bring him in.
Newcastle have Burnley this week, don't they? And that could be a nice little game for Gordon.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if Wilson's not going to start in that game. I do know I think he's flagged too.
Got Dan who says I've got the Udogie problem. Could play him over Gusto and leave Gusto this week. But looking at Newcastle double up on the defense, yeah, I mean, if it requires you taking -4, I probably wouldn't do it and just play Udogie. Yeah, he may not get a clean sheet, which you don't expect. Never know. He could get an attacking return against Liverpool.
Yeah, he could get an assist. There's always that potential from Udogie. He's done it before.
Alvarez to Morris, is that a good idea? Not for me. I could do it right now, but I wouldn't do it personally.
No, not with Alvarez having balls away. I wouldn't.
It could pay off. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, if you bought him in early like Jordan and he gets that 9-pointer, then you're laughing. But I wouldn't do it for my team. But I don't think it's a bad idea. Don't get me wrong, because he's a double game week player and he probably will outscore Alvarez. But it's more the fact, longer term, would I want Morris in the team? That is what it is. I probably want Morris back out, because after this double, Luton have Spurs next, and then Nottingham, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Man United. So they're not great longer term. So it's just kind of using up another transfer later down the line, kind of thing for me. Could roll Huss and then use 2 free transfers for Salah next week if you're after him. Yeah, this is what I'll probably end up doing, I think, now, Jordan.
Yeah, I think that's the best way forward, I think, to bring Salah in. You'll be set.
That's what I'm going to do. I think I've made my mind up now. Maybe I was panicking this morning when I'm thinking, I have this couple of flags. Do I take Saka out, etc.? But now looking at it, I've got Gabriel, who I've completely forgot, on the bench, who could play. He will probably play and start against Bournemouth, so I'll get his points. What do you think of Bowen then, taking out Mbomo as a differential?
I think it's a nice differential, Bowen, but I wouldn't take him out for Mbuemo. Because he's still pretty decent pick in Mbuemo. I mean, as long as he plays back into his original position instead of a left wing,
wing back.
Sorry. Then yeah, I think he's still a decent player to keep in your team. But I like Bowen as a differential. I just wouldn't take out Mbuemo to bring Bowen in for him.
Okay. Play Botman or Kabore. Have Trippier already. I'll be playing Kabore, I think, for the double game week. Casemiro or Foden. Foden. I think better attacking threat, even though Casemiro has got 4 goals, I believe, in all comps this season. I think Foden is the more higher ceiling pick, just because he's more likely to score than Casemiro. Who to bring in for Chilwell and Jackson have 2 free transfers from Mark. Who are you bringing in?
Who to bring for Chilwell and Jackson? I'll probably bring in Trippier and then bring in up front. Probably bring in Alvarez.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I would be bringing in probably Trippier. If you can't afford him, then maybe another Newcastle defender. If Botman is out, then Cher, or Dan Burn. Or for Jackson, I think Alvarez. If you want a double R, I think Morris. But then again, you'd want Morris out straight after double game week 7. So I think Alvarez for me as well. Remzino, who do I bench? Diaz, Kabore, Estupiñán, Sterling, Saka, Son, and Mbuemo, Odegaard. That's a bit of a benching headache there.
That is a bit of a benching headache. I'll probably bench Sterling. Chelsea. Ooh. Out of those picks, Chelsea have been the most non-impressive team. So out of those picks, it would be Sterling.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say maybe Estupiñán, because we expect them to concede. I know Estupiñán could get an assist. It's Estupiñán or Sterling, but I always rather play the attacker just because they're more likely to score. I don't really like benching attackers like that. So I'll say Estupiñán, even though that could backfire, because we know what he can do. Start Estupiñán or Cole. Saying that, I'll start Estupiñán.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't trust Chelsea defense. I know they don't concede many goals, but Chelsea have Fulham, don't they? And I can see Fulham scoring, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, and they're missing 3 players going forward into that match as well.
King Viper says hello, guys, and Ara as well. Hey, lads. Yeah, hope you guys are well. Jordan, have you thought about what you're going to do then to your team in terms of transfers? Because you've got about 40 minutes.
What's your plans in terms of moves? Because I'm still. Oh man, this is probably the worst week in all seasons that I've had to encounter. I would love some early team news from someone.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it, mate.
I'd love something just to clear my mind on this predicament, because the Botman Saliba one is really throwing my head. Saka one is fine. I can afford to deal with that, and obviously Maddison's not a flag, so it's only really the defense.
You've not got a bench either, have you? You've not really got a playing bench.
No, Udogie was the only player I had that was on the bench, and Hill and Mubama are non-playing players. So yeah, it doesn't really help it. I'd love to have a nice, decent bench right now, because it would help out, I think, in this sort of game week dilemma.
Ara says, I've already transferred Jackson to Watkins, but my team have 6 flags. I think -4 for Gusto to Kabore is worth doing. Yeah, I'd say it's worth doing. Gusto to Kabore for a -4, because you're going to get 2 appearances from Kabore. So that will kind of make your hit worth it in a sense. And if he gets a return, then it could be worth it. But there are a lot of flags in your team.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
Trippier, Gordon, and Bruno in for Saka, Chilwell, Eze on a -8. -8.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't be taking a -8. I don't think, whatever the scenario.
Yeah, because in for Saka, Chilwell, and Eze. So I wouldn't take Eze out
Yeah,
because I know he's got a good fixture as well. It's Man United, so
Man
anything can
United.
happen in that game. But he's a playing player as well, and I think you want to keep those in, not take a -8.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take a -8, but I like Trippier in. I got to make a decision now. Yeah, I think we all do. I think I've made my decision, to be fair now. I think I'm relaxed on what I'm doing, just to, for those that have just joined in, maybe. My plan is to roll the transfer and pray Saka's fit. If not, I've got Gabriel on the bench. Also, guys, there is about 15, 16 of you in here. Can you please, if you are enjoying the content, hit that like button, and also please subscribe to the channel. We are on the verge of 1,000 subscribers as the next target. So if we can get there, that would be very, very appreciated. So yeah, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. FPL agent: Edison, Saliba, Botman, Estupinian, Madison, Saka, Matoma, and Burmo, Haaland, Alvarez, Hoyland. What transfer would you do to Jordan?
Transfer. I'd probably do. I'd probably do Saliba out, and then bring in, if you can, bring in obviously Trippier and go double Newcastle defense. I think FPL agent, if that's possible.
Should I start Madison and Saka? Are they fit enough to start? Yeah, we've been discussing this. I think Madison, 100%. I'm pretty confident that he will be fit to start. So you'll play him, and that Madison's fine. Saka, on the other hand, I'm going to play Saka, but if he doesn't start, I've got a bench option that can come on for him. So it does depend on your team. If you don't have a bench, then Saka would slightly worry me. Is he going to start? But I've seen, from what I see, people are saying Saka will start. I mean, don't take that as 100%. But he did travel, Saka. I know he didn't train, but Saka's one of those players. He doesn't rarely miss a game. He nearly starts every game when he's fit, and he has a mad consecutive starts record he does for Arsenal. So yeah.
There's not really anyone that plays in that position as well. Saka's really that main guy in that.
Would you do this though, Saka to Bowen or Son, if you could?
Keep Saka to Bowen. No, I don't think, because for West Ham players, I would only want them for that Sheffield United for 1 week punt. I don't think I'd keep a Bowen or James Ward-Prowse or any West Ham midfielder. I'll just do it for 1 week. So I wouldn't sell Saka to Bowen. I'll probably keep Saka.
Sorry, Dave is saying, should I do Morris and Trippier? Should I do Morris and Trippier or Kabore and Wilson? What do you mean by that one?
I think, I'm assuming it's 2 free transfers. So if he wants to do Morris and Trippier or Kabore and Wilson to bring.
Who to bring in? Yeah. Morris and Trippier for me.
Yeah, I'll do the same, I think, because I think Wilson is flagged at the moment. I think he's got not a serious injury. It's like a hamstring injury. He missed the Carabao Cup match against Man City from hamstring tightness, but he is going to be assessed obviously before that Burnley game. So I don't know. I wouldn't take the risk on going with Wilson still.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go Wilson. I think that's for me easy. Morris and Trippier all day. Start Turner or Johnston?
Well, I'll take Johnston.
Who have Forest got? Forest got Brentford. I'd probably go Forest. I'll probably start Turner. I don't know.
Yeah,
is Son gonna? Sorry, comment here. Is Son gonna start? Yes, I'm pretty sure Son is gonna start. Saka to Bowen or Son. I think we've read this one, but I think Saka to Son could work long term as well. But again, it depends whether you'd want Saka back, Sean. Because Saka has Bournemouth again. If he's fit, that's a good fixture for him. However, next week he's got Man City, which is a bit of a tough game. So, and it depends on your wildcard horizon as well. When are you looking to wildcard? I think we need to. I do think we need to kind of prep in our mind now. When are we wildcarding? I know, even if I think if you're doing well and stuff, I think we need to kind of, when is the wildcard slot? Then you could kind of transfer your players in and out depending on your wildcard horizon. But yeah.
My only worry with Saka is he's not going to be out long term. It's really short term. So we want all Saka back because he's mainly one of our Arsenal assets in our team. So fundamentally, I would probably keep Saka, and I'm starting to think now to keep Saka instead of selling him, just because of the long term plan of obviously bringing him back in. It might cause some headaches.
Mahdi, start Turner or Steele. Obviously, Steele has Aston Villa, and Turner has
Brentford.
Probably Turner, I think. I don't trust Brighton to keep a clean sheet.
No, they haven't kept the clean sheet this season, have they? Sorry, Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton haven't, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I think they've conceded every game. So, in that sense, Turner maybe is the better option.
Babs Music, best forward under 6 million. Please let me know. I think it's got to be Morris, surely, with the double game week now.
Yeah, absolutely. Bab, I think Morris is the best forward for this game week, and obviously he has a double under 6 million.
Should I take a hit to adjust funds for Botman and Trippier? I don't know what you mean by that, but I think if you want Trippier in, it's a good move.
I'm assuming it means if you can afford to take a hit and then bring in Botman and Trippier.
If you could do it for a hit, bring Trippier in. I don't know. I still don't want to be taking hits, but I know people have different opinions on it and stuff. If you want, if you know you're gonna want the player long term, then I guess you could justify the hit.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the player had a double, then it would be justified in that sense.
Asking for both of your opinions, do you guys reckon taking out Steele for Luton goalkeeper and bench Edison? No. I think play Edison.
Yeah, definitely players. You've got Wolves away, which is a nice fixture for Man City, and I could see a clean sheet potentially as long as Edison, if he gets a chances, gets some saves in, and obviously no mistakes in the defence for Man City.
Areola or Edison, who are you starting? Because obviously Edison's got Wolves, as we've just mentioned, and Areola has
Sheffield.
So
yeah, I actually have both goalkeepers. I have decided to start Edison, obviously for my team. I'll just switch back to that. But yeah, I'll probably go with Edison. Yeah, to start over, even though Areola has Sheffield United at home. I think Edison. I'll still go for to keep the faith in the clean sheet.
Yeah, I think I'd back the Man City defense as well, even though I don't really see Sheffield scoring. So maybe we are. I just don't like having rotating goalkeepers. That's the thing, because I don't want to make these decisions. So I usually like having just one goalkeeper that I'm going to play, and I don't like I'd never have Edison in my team because I'll have that reasoning to maybe bench him and then overthink things. Like personally, that's happened to me in previous seasons. Bowen 1 week punt before wildcard. Yeah, I think this is a good move. If you're going to wildcard.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did mention Bowen 1 week punt is preferable, I think.
Yeah, Bowen's fixture, Sheffield. You've just seen Sheffield lose 8-0 to Newcastle. And I would be taking maybe a punt on someone like Bowen, who has a potential to get a haul in that game. He's obviously scored against Liverpool as well with a header. in a 3-1 loss. So yeah, he's looked pretty good, and I've been impressed with West Ham as well this season. What to do with Doku at Man City? I think you just keep him if you've got him. I think he should start. Grealish played in the midweek cup game against Newcastle, so I'm assuming that Doku is going to start now with a bit of rotation. So I'll just keep him. Do you think Trippier is worth removing Estupinian for? So would you take out Estupinian if it lets you bring in Trippier?
No, I don't think I would. If I'm honest, no, I don't think I would remove Estupinian because he's still an important, I'll say one of the best defenders that you could have in your team. And taking it out for Trippier, I know he's just come off of a massive haul of 18 points this season, but I'd want both. If I want to say, look, they're both pretty much rival each other in terms of attacking threat.
Yeah, the other thing with Estupinian is his fixtures. Villa next, Liverpool in 8, Man City in game week 9. I don't see clean sheets for Estupinian, but again, he has that threat to get an assist, maybe get a goal. You take a look at his season so far, he already has 3 assists and 1 goal in 6 matches. So he's playing very, very well. He did get that 11-pointer in game week 2 against Wolves, goal and assist. And then other than that, yeah, as I mentioned, though, Brighton's defense does not fill me with confidence. They seem to concede every game. However, they are scoring a bunch of goals, and they are, one of the highest scoring teams in the league. So, for that reason, I'd probably just keep Estupinian because I think he is probably one of the best fullbacks in the league, really. Bowen in for Mbeumo. We answered this one. I mean, would you do it?
No, not for Mbeumo. Yeah, I was giving Mbeumo one more chance. Obviously, because if his position does change, Mbeumo does become a key in your team. So, and Bowen, it's just I think a 1 week punt, and I'd rather not take out Mbeumo for that 1 week punt on Bowen.
Ara says, guys, smash a like button. Yeah, please, if you are watching, if you are enjoying the content, if we're providing you some value, hit that like button. It's always appreciated. And also, make sure you are subbed to the channel as well. Start Onana or Areola?
Areola, I think.
Yeah, Onana's got Palace. Do you see Palace scoring against Man United?
Even though Man United won 3-0 against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, I still think Crystal Palace, I don't know how they're going to be in the Premier League. That's the thing with Man United. They seem to play well in other competitions, but in the Premier League, they seem to just lack.
Yeah, and that was like a Palace. I know Man United fans, it's good performance, but that was like a Palace C team. If you look at that Palace team, some of the players they played in that match, I think it'll be a completely different game in the league. I still expect Man United to win, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it'll be that easy for them. Like, they don't have Eze, I think Anderson, I think Gurhey, they didn't start. So, yeah, they had a very rotated squad out. I know Man United did as well, to be fair, but yeah, I'd expect a stronger game from Palace in that one.
Yeah, I think we can see Onana conceding in that Palace game. So I'll probably start Areola.
Yeah, I'd probably go Areola just, but I could see a clean sheet potentially. I mean, we'll come on to predictions in a sec. But yeah, Man United defense, they've got injuries obviously in that position as well right now, haven't they? Obviously, with Lisandro Martinez confirmed, I think I don't know if it's confirmed, but he looks like he's going to be facing a lengthy spell on the sidelines. Rumors 4 months out potentially. Harry says, I've bought in Morris for a 1 week punt. Do I upgrade João Pedro to Alvarez for a -4? And if I did that, I'd have to decide who to start between Alvarez and Saka. No, I wouldn't do that, I don't think, for the -4.
No, that becomes a headache as well long term. If you have to choose between Saka and Alvarez as well to start in 11, then it would be tricky, I think.
Yeah, it's a good question here from Jenny. Is there a differential captain instead of Haaland for those that are looking to back against Haaland? I mean, first one that pops to my mind is Morris actually at Luton with the double game week, where you could, he's got 2 fixtures instead of the one Haaland has, and for that reason, you could go Morris just coming off the back of a 9-pointer. Some will say it's a lucky penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty, but Morris is the other one, I think. Is there anyone else that you're looking at, Jordan? Maybe someone like obviously Saka's flagged against Bournemouth. That was a good fixture. Salah, potentially, if you've got him against Spurs, or you wouldn't go there.
Oh no, definitely, I would go there. I think if I had the bravery, I could potentially captain Salah and go against Haaland. If I was in a position where I was trying to gain some rank, I think that's a good ultimate pick.
Yeah, I think Haaland for me though is the safe bet. I wouldn't want to go against Haaland this week though. I don't think so. Haaland's been rested midweek. Didn't play in that loss to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. He's going to be fresh. He's going to be firing, and I wouldn't want to back against Haaland if I'm being honest. And I'm assuming, I mean, you've got Morris, and you've still not gone Morris, so
yeah, the faith in Haaland still remains. As long as he keeps scoring and starting in games, then he's going to be my captain pick game week in and out.
Michael with a comment. Hi, I just joined. Do I drop Rashford or keep him a little? Good question. So with Rashford, because I think the way our teams look this game week, Saka, flagged, Son's flagged, he'll be fine. Maddison, a lot of us have flagged players, and Rashford is a player that is going to play. We know he's going to play 90 minutes as well, and he's got Palace at home. We've just seen Man United have beaten Palace 3-0 in the cup. I know Rashford didn't play, but I would lean to the side of keeping Rashford unless your team it looks perfect and you've got luxury transfer. Maybe you can do Rashford to Son or Rashford to Salah if you've got enough money in your bank. Otherwise, I'd tend to decide to just keep him and see how he does against Palace and give him that Palace game. If he lets you down against Palace, then maybe you can get rid. But then even then, Man United's fixtures for the next 3 are pretty nice on paper. Palace, Brentford, Sheffield.
Yeah, not a bad 3 fixtures out of those ones on them. Obviously in 7, 8, and 9. And maybe there's a bit of redemption from Rashford in the next 3.
Can you see Man United bouncing back now? Obviously, they've not had a great start, but the 3 games look good on paper, though, surely. Palace, Brentford, and Sheffield, 2 being back-to-back home games coming up as well.
Yeah, they do need to bounce back because otherwise they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Obviously, they're in the bottom half of the table, and they need to start getting some wins and getting some 3 points behind them. Because if Man United keep going at this sort of rate, they could potentially be near the obviously relegation, and that would be very shocking to see Man United around that area. So yeah, they need to get going. Obviously, with Højlund up front now, there should be some structure in that attack for Man United, which obviously involves Rashford as well.
Yeah, I'm siding towards keeping Rashford. All right, so time for transfers. I guess there's 15 minutes. We've also got to do community draft and do that as well.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how many flags that has, but yeah, I'm gonna make my transfers. I was hoping for some early team news or leaks or whatnot, but I don't think I'm gonna get that at all. So let's just go for it. I have decided to play Botman and Saliba and go with the risk.
Okay, so what you're gonna roll?
I'm not gonna roll. They're still gonna take a transfer, and that transfer will be taken out Sterling.
Ooh.
And this is probably going to backfire horribly if Botman and Saliba don't start. But I am going to bring in, obviously, Salah into my team. So Sterling out, Sterling out, Salah in to my team for 1 free transfer. And I'm going to make it.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, Sterling out.
Saka. So you're taking out of, obviously, a player, Sterling, that has no flag.
Yep.
And you're just going to go with it. Maybe have to play 10 potentially if Saliba and Botman both miss out.
Yeah, if worse comes to worse, if Botman and Saliba miss out, I've still got Udogie who can come on for one or the other and effectively have a starting 10. Long Saka plays minutes.
Oh yeah, that's relying on Saka as well, I guess.
Yeah, it is literally this game relying on these players. So I will be keeping an eye out on that lineup. But I'm going to confirm the transfer before I have second thoughts on it.
Fair enough.
And there
you've done it now.
Yeah, it's done. No regrets now. Let me switch to my other window so I can rejiggle the team.
Okay. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, I'll just play I'll just go with this. This is what my team will be like going forward, guys.
I bet you're going to be looking a keen eye on that Arsenal game, obviously, the lineup when it comes out, because obviously Saliba and Saka. I just have a feeling that Saka might start, though. I don't know what it is. Like, I think we might be fine with Saka. Like,
I mean, it would be nice if he does start, because then effectively all my midfielders will start and it'll only be my defenders with doubts.
Yeah, look, your doggy, will start for sure. So you'll have that player come in for you anyway. Just a shame, obviously, you've not got an Archer or someone like that on the bench. Obviously, you got Mobama and Hill, who won't play.
I kind of wish I had picked Archer, but hadn't realised that was before he was obviously gone to, is it Sheffield?
Yeah,
gone to Sheffield United. So yeah, I kind of could have done that instead.
All right, so a few comments. Ara says Sterling playing striker v Fulham. Yeah, look, Sterling. Let's see what he does, because obviously Monday Night Football. Jackson is suspended for that one, so you'd think Sterling was going to be more relied on now for goals, and I'm hoping Sterling can get something, but not much faith in Sterling, if I'm being honest. But I'll give him a chance. If you had one Luton, one Burnley defender, would you start them or do Estepinian to Shaw? I'd start a Kabore if I had Kabore, which I am doing. Just to show you my team. I'd start Kabore.
Yeah, I would say.
Got a few questions about Doku at FPL MFZ as well. Any news on Doku? I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's not injured, is he?
Let me have a quick check on Doku. No injuries related to Doku for Man City reported.
I mean, there's some rumors. I mean, people have said that, not rumors, but people are worried maybe he doesn't start. But Grealish played the cup match in the Carabao Cup, so I'm assuming that Doku's going to take the league game. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's where I'd go with it. I think he should be starting, but you never know with Pep.
Yeah, that's it. It's Pep roulette. I mean, it's not been so bad, I guess, so far, but that all could change.
Saka will probably start, as Arsenal would want to get guaranteed points before playing City. But you could also look at it as a way they'd rest Saka in the easier fixture so that he's ready for Man City as well. So we could look at it either way. I just think that I'm surely they wouldn't take a risk with Saka with City coming up, because that's the tougher game. So I don't know, but let's see. We'll know by 2 p.m. whether he starts or not.
It's gonna be a roll of dice for that one, I think.
All right, so our moves are made.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Let's do the community draft.
Oh yes, of course.
I'll bring that up because we don't actually know what it looks like.
Yeah. Don't know how many flags that has, but yeah, we'll have a look.
Let's
see.
Pedro for Isak, is it a good move? Well, Isak is flagged, so I'm not sure about that. Didn't he get injured in the cup match?
Yes, he did get injured. I think he had something similar to obviously Wilson. Isak had a calf injury, and he was substituted off in that Man City game in the FPL Cup because of the calf tightness. But again, he will be assessed before the Burnley game.
So many flags this week, but no, I wouldn't be bringing in Isak. Marek, Wissa, or Estepinian. I'm assuming who to start. Obviously, Wissa has Forest. I'd go with the striker. I think I'd start Wissa, but Estepinian has Villa. I think they will concede. I'm actually going to back, and we'll come on to predictions, but I think Villa can get a result against Brighton, actually. But yeah, guys, hit that like button if you're just joining in, and also please subscribe to the channel as well. We're very, very close to 1,000 subscribers, but there's not enough likes in the video for the amount of people watching. So if you haven't, please hit that like. Always appreciated. But yeah, I think my team is set. That's where I'm gonna go. As you see on the screen right now, the only doubts was Saka, but I think I'm trying to take that risk and hope he starts, because I would want him back. and that was my thinking about keeping him. To the community draft, how did we do, Jordan?
Well,
Points wise,
wasn't that great. 48 points for Game Week 6 on the community draft.
that was shocking.
Yeah, a bit of a red arrow at 4.8 million. So down was around 3 million, I think. So not a good week for the community draft. But I think there's only one flag for the community draft, which is a blessing going forward. So if we go to the pick team, yeah. If you don't really count Son as a flag, because you assume he's going to be fine. So yeah, it's pretty set. I think Bowen should start though. I'm just going to put him on the team, maybe for João Pedro.
Yeah.
But apart from that, looking good.
Elliot says, "Are you seeing my comments?" Yeah, I mean, I've answered your comment. You've put it in 3 times in the chat. Would you start if you had one Luton or one Burnley defender? Would you start them? Yeah, I would start the Luton defender. As I mentioned in my team, Kabore, I'm starting him, so I would start Kabore if I had him. It depends who the Luton defender is, I guess, but yeah, I'd probably play the doubler. I'll play the double gaming player. Should I get rid of Odegaard to Bowen? Probably not. I think it's a bit of a luxury move. I will just keep Odegaard, I think. But look, Bowen, nice fixture this week against Sheffield.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to not be persuaded to go to Bowen.
Yeah, I mean, our community draft has Bowen in it.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be the captain, I think, as well, for that. The fixture he has. Probably the best fixture in the whole starting 11.
Also, Porro, would you start Porro? Liverpool?
Probably not, no. But, I mean, you've got Gibbs White or really Delo to replace.
What's the free transfers? How many free transfers does his team have? 1
free transfer.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could just roll and maybe play Gibbs White or play. Would you? Yeah, I'd probably play Gibbs White ahead of Porro. Comment here. Would you guys reckon Saliba starts or should I play Bell from Luton? See, Bell has a double.
Bell's double.
I'd probably play Bell.
Yeah. Ooh,
yeah, I think play the doubler. Play Bell.
Yeah, because even if they don't get a clean sheet at Luton in both fixtures, you can at least get 4 points as long as Luton don't concede 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean, you get appearance points, I guess, and then if Bell gets anything, you never know. But yeah, the community draft looks fine. So we'll get off that. I think, yeah, Johnston, Robertson, Akanji, White, Gibbs White, DRB, Sterling, Son, Bowen captain, Darwin, Alvarez. Obviously, this team is the under 10% differentials team. Let's move on then to predictions as well. We've got to do score predictions for this week. And we have to... Oh, yeah, your team is done, though. Your transfers, obviously, you've done your moves, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done my moves. And it's pretty... Look at it, yeah. I've just done it, for those who don't know, Sterling out and Salah in to my team, and hoping Botman and Saliba start. And if a bit of luck, Saka as well.
All right, so I think time for score predictions. I'm going to bring up the fixtures. Bear with me for a sec, guys. Quite a lot of games today.
Yeah,
8 games.
The most we've had this season, I think, in one day.
Yeah, it's very strange that on Sunday there's only 1 fixture. Very disappointing, Nottingham Forest, Brentford for a Sunday fixture, and that's it. I mean, it's not great, but yeah, I don't know why that is. If anyone knows, let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
But
seems to change every week.
Yeah, David says, should I start Mitoma or Watkins? I wouldn't want to bench either. Sorry, I wouldn't want to bench either. So I'll try to start both and play bench a defender if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Start both, David. Take out someone else, I think.
Yeah, maybe a defender that you don't really need, like an Arsenal defender or someone like that. But I wouldn't want to bench either. I know they're playing against each other, so they can easily score in that game, and I think it'll be a high scoring one potentially. I don't know. Let's come on to score predictions. So first up is actually Aston Villa Brighton 12:30 kickoff. How do you see this one going, Jordan? Are you confident that Brighton carry on what they're doing and just score loads of goals, or do you see Villa getting a point or even 3?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fixture. I agree. It's going to be a high scoring one. I don't see a Brighton clean sheet though, because they haven't kept one so far this season, and I don't see one against Aston Villa being the first one. And I do see Aston Villa scoring as well against Brighton. So I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with 2-2, I think.
Okay, so 2-2. I'm gonna go with 2-1 win for Aston Villa. I'm gonna back against Brighton for once. I think Brighton will lose, so I'm gonna back Villa home win. And I think Watkins could get on the score sheet. Harry Bear with a comment: start Eze or Estupinian. Estupinian, obviously, I don't expect him to keep a clean sheet. Eze's got Man United, so
yeah,
it's a bit of a tough one.
I'd probably start Eze and hope that Estupinian doesn't get an attack return, if not a clean sheet from that Aston Villa game.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'd probably start Estupinian. But still, I just don't know about Eze and Palace. Will they? I mean, they probably will score, but I don't expect them to score many at Old Trafford.
That's going to be tough. There's so much risk going into this game week. It's unreal.
Bournemouth at home to Arsenal next fixture. Do you see this one being a comfortable win for Arsenal?
Well, it all depends on who plays, I think, for Arsenal. But as it goes, no, I don't think so. I think because of the injuries and those sorts of things, I think it will change the Arsenal aspect on this game. But I do see an Arsenal win still, but I think Bournemouth will potentially score now, even though Arsenal's away form, clean sheet wise, has been really good. But I think the injuries will affect that. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. I'm going to back Arsenal win as well, but I'm going to go 2-0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet. I know they've got injuries, but I think they'll have enough for Bournemouth. So yeah, 2-0 Arsenal. Next up, we've got Everton at home to Luton. Obviously, you'll be watching with Morris. It is a double for Luton. Do you see Luton getting anything? Obviously, Everton have kind of bounced back in their last 2 fixtures, even winning in the Carabao Cup and then winning in the league. So that's 2 wins in a row for Everton, which is quite positive. Do you see them winning again, or Luton upset?
It could be an upset. I think Luton will try to get their first win this season after coming off of a draw. But yeah, I still think this fixture could be potentially a high scoring one. Again, Everton, Luton, both teams that conceded goals so far and haven't kept. I don't think they ever kept a clean sheet. Yeah, on both.
I don't think Everton have. Yeah, Pickford hasn't. I don't think, because I've got him and nah.
Yeah, I think another high scoring one. I think for this one, and I'm going to put a prediction for. I'm going to put a prediction for Everton to win, but I'm going to go. I think 3-2 Everton.
Ooh. See, I don't think there'll be many goals in this one. I think this could be a ball fest. I don't know why. I'm going to back Everton win. I think it'll be a tight 1-0. Go 1-0 home win. Moving on to Man United v Palace at Old Trafford. Man United obviously have beaten Palace midweek in the Carabao Cup. Now they play them in the league. How do you see this one going? Obviously, Rashford and Bruno will be back into the 11 as well.
Yeah, I mean, they look good in the Carabao Cup, but it was a different team and obviously a different atmosphere. Now we're going back to the Premier League. It must be a bit more realistic with Man United's expectations in this fixture, but they are playing at Old Trafford, so I am going to back them as well, because obviously I support them as well. But I'm going to go with, I think, 2-1 Man United.
Yeah, I'm going to say actually that agree with you and go with the same scoreline. I'm going to go 2-1 Man United. I think they'll concede, but I think they'll have enough to win this game ultimately. And yeah, I expect them to win. They have to, surely. And it being at home, I'm going to back the home side. Next up, we've got Newcastle at home to Burnley. Newcastle off that back of that big win against Sheffield last week, and then obviously winning in midweek against Man City, which was impressive as well. Do you see them carrying on that little form they've got right now?
Yeah, I see them carrying on. There might be a bit of a drop in Newcastle form because I imagine a lot of players from that team have I felt a bit leggy and are flagged as well. But I'm pretty sure they can get the 3 points against Burnley, nonetheless. I'm gonna go with again. I think 2-1 Newcastle. I don't think it'll be high scoring.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Newcastle home win. I think it will be comfortable for Newcastle. I expect them to keep a clean sheet, the likes of Trippier again. Probably will be painful not owning Trippier because he's probably going to get a haul. But yeah, 2-0 Newcastle, I'll go. Next up, we've got West Ham and Sheffield at home. Obviously, West Ham.
Yeah, I see West Ham doing really well at the home game against Sheffield United, who have lost 8-0 previously to Spurs. So yeah, I see a massive West Ham win here at their own stadium. I'm going to go with, it won't be as high scoring as Spurs. I'm going to go with 4-0, I think, West Ham.
Oh, okay. Big score. I mean, I think, yeah, West Ham should win, should have enough. They've looked pretty good this season. I think they have a good start to the season. I'm going to go for a 2-0 West Ham win. Maybe Bowen to get on a score sheet. I think Paqueta. Obviously, I was watching last weekend Liverpool against West Ham, and obviously Liverpool ended up winning that game. But I was very, very impressed with Paqueta. I think he's a top player, and I think he might run this game for West Ham. Next up, we've got Wolves at home to Man City as well. I think we expect Haaland to start. Ruben Diaz. I think Foden's going to start. Alvarez as well, according to leaks. So we should be good in that sense. Do you see Man City winning this one again? Just back to business, what they do, which is win.
Yeah, I think they'll keep up their win streak so far. They haven't lost a game this season, all drew, and they've got the 3 points in each game. And I think Wolves will be another one to do the same. I think there'll be most of Man City in that game, not really much of Wolves. So I'm going to go with 3-0 Man City.
Yeah, I'm going to back a win for Man City, but I'm going to go for 3-1 Man City. I think they'll concede. Ooh. Yeah, as Edison does. I think sorry, Wolves will get a goal here somehow. So yeah, 3-1 Man City away win. So next up, evening kickoff, which is the game of the weekend. I think that's fair to say. Spurs at home to Liverpool. Two teams in hot form. Obviously, Spurs, great start to the season. Liverpool, great start to the season. And yeah, both teams will be confident of maybe getting the 3 points. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on this game. How do you see this one going? Yeah. Obviously, yeah, it's a pretty big game, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll be definitely watching that game because I do have 3 players from that game on, and 2 from one side, 1 from the other. And yeah, I think this will be I think similar to London Derby we saw against Arsenal and Spurs. I think this will be a lively fixture to watch. And prediction-wise, it's going to be hard to predict this one. I think I'm going to go for a draw again. I'm going to go with actually, no, I'm going to go for Liverpool win. I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool.
Oh, 3-2 Liverpool.
Yeah.
So we expect goals in this one. I think that's fair to say. I think a lot of people do believe this one will be an interesting game in terms of the audience, the neutral. If you're watching, I think this one will be a nice one to watch. I expect goals in this game as well. I'm going to back Liverpool win, as I have to, obviously. But no, I think Liverpool will have enough to get the job done. But Spurs have looked very impressive. I was impressed with the way they played against Arsenal in that second half. I don't think Arsenal had a shot on target. I don't believe in that second half. So the Spurs are looking good. And Ange has got them playing really well. And I'm going to go back a Liverpool win, though, 2-1. And maybe I just have a feeling that Salah's going to do. I think Salah might score in this game. Salah actually has a very, very good record. I think you'll be pleased to hear. I mean, just as a little stat, Salah has played against Spurs 18 times and he has 11 goals in 18 appearances. The guy's a machine, and I'm worried as a non-Salah owner. So
well, that's made me feel much better, Huss. Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, 11 in 18 for Salah's against Spurs, and yeah, he does seem to like playing against them. But we'll see. So obviously, it is going to be a tougher time this time around because obviously Spurs are uptick in form. So that's the Saturday fixture out the way. Sunday to come, only the one fixture: Forest at home to Brentford. Do you see this one being straightforward, or what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, this is one of those where whenever you face Nottingham Forest, it's kind of an unpredictable result from it because Nottingham Forest can upset teams like Brentford, and I think they can do the same, obviously against Brentford at home. So I'm going to go with an interesting result with this. I'm going to go 2-1 Nottingham Forest.
2-1 Nottingham Forest home win. Interesting. I'm going to go for a draw, I think, in this one. I think I'm going to go 1-1. I just think, I think they'll take something for us at home on Sunday. But, we'll see. I've not been as impressed with Brentford in recent weeks, but I'm hoping Mbeumo can get a goal at least in this one. Monday night football, we've got one fixture. Fulham at home to Chelsea. Chelsea having a poor start to the season as well. That's fair to say. Fulham been a bit up and down. Do you see Chelsea winning this one, or do you think Fulham will put another downer on Chelsea season?
0-0.
0-0. Oh, so you think it will just be a boring?
Yeah, I think that's going to be probably the most boring game of this game week. I don't see that one being exciting at all. Chelsea haven't scored in the last 3 game weeks. Fulham haven't really got off ever since Mitrovic has left. So yeah, I'm going to go with a boring 0-0.
I'm going to go for a draw, but I think it'll be a score draw. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I think Chelsea another week where they don't win. So yeah, it's looking bad for Chelsea. So yeah, I'll go 1-1. And then finally, we've got the final fixture, which is a double game week fixture as well, for Luton and Burnley, who play against each other on Tuesday evening. Luton at home to Burnley. Jordan, do you have much faith in here, Morris, or do you think Burnley will win?
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Morris because obviously these two teams have played in the down division, obviously before coming up to the Premier League. So I expect this one to be high scoring on both level field with both teams. So it's going to be a bit of a competitive atmosphere, I think. And hopefully Morris can score. I'm going to go for a prediction of 2-2, I think. Go with a draw.
Oh, okay. So you see goals.
Yeah.
I'm going to back a Burnley win here, actually. I think Burnley will win here on Tuesday. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Burnley to nick it. So I was a bit impressed with Burnley on their performance against Man United. And if they play like that, then I think they'll have too much for Luton. So yeah, back in the away win. So that's the fixtures out the way, guys. A lot of football today. 8 fixtures. I'll definitely be watching Spurs Liverpool. I think was a game of the weekend. So yeah, should be an exciting one. And we are back again tomorrow. Not straight after the Brentford Forest. We'll be back 7 p.m. Obviously, there's no evening kickoff on Sunday, so we'll pretty much know how we've done after today. We will know where we're gonna kind of finish and what our score is. So yeah, join us Sunday tomorrow 7 p.m. UK time for the Knee Jerk live reaction stream. I'm sure it's going to be a great one where we react to Double Game Week 7. And I think that is it from us for today. We're going to wrap it up here. We want to say a big thank you to everyone that's watched the stream. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I want to say a big thank you as well to all the new subscribers, Otley, Sean, etc., who have subscribed on this stream. So yeah, thank you guys for subscribing. Hit that like button. Share the video as well if you can on your socials. Good luck as well to you guys. So Dan says good luck this week, guys. Yeah. Actually, just got a comment from Mahin before we leave. Burnley starting, right? I believe so. I know he was flagged, but I think he should be fine. So hopefully for your sake, he's good.
Yeah, he only missed that AFL Cup tie against Man City because of illness, but he should be okay to face Burnley. So you're cool with that, Mahi.
But yeah, that's it from us. Anything else you want to add, Jordan, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, enjoy the weekend, guys. Obviously, take it easy, relax, enjoy the football, and hopefully the results that we all hope for, especially me, fingers crossed, this Double Game Week 7 works out for all of us, and hopefully we can come back on Sunday with a nice high-scoring game week with a lot of green arrows. But until then, take care, and we'll see you guys Sunday.